So, what is Gamergate? It started in August with a jilted ex-boyfriend. A jilted ex-boyfriend with a lot of time on his hands. Enough time to write a sprawling 9,000-word post attacking his ex, Zoe Quinn, an indie video game developer. Dark corners of the web like 4chan saw the Zoe post and launched a tirade of attacks and death threats on her. Eventually, it became so ugly that 4chan had enough. Yes, 4chan. So, why were they so upset about this? Because Zoe Quinn is part of a movement of feminist video game critics and developers who are trying to move video gaming from this to something more inclusive. Led by critic Anita Sarkeesian, they've created a huge debate in the video game community by calling for women to be more involved in game design. Gamergate activists claim that they're not attacking women, that they're actually fighting for ethics in video game journalism. Those in the anti-Gamergate camp, who so far make up most of the mainstream media and prominent video game sites like Polygon, Kotaku, and Game Informer, they see the focus on ethics as a ruse, and that Gamergate is fundamentally an attack on women who have dared to stand up for themselves. At its core, Gamergate is a cultural issue, pitting those who want to create a more inclusive environment and those who want to keep things as they were. Sound familiar? Meanwhile, Zoe Quinn and other female developers, including Brianna Wu, have been forced into hiding after a constant stream of harassment. Anita Sarkeesian canceled a lecture at the Utah State University after a death threat. Now, as of now, Gamergate has morphed into many, many separate firestorms. Matchstick drizzles, if you will. And if you'd like to keep up with the latest, make sure you have a good computer, because expect to see your browser go from this to this.
All right, so that's John's explainer, but in its core, Gamergate is talking about women's input out of gaming. Basically, a bunch of guys who love their games want to keep their TNA and misogyny in games. But as more and more women are playing video games, culprits of Gamergate will likely not get what they want. So now these guys have resorted to making real threats. A couple of weeks ago, popular gamer developer Brianna Wu tweeted this: "The police just came by. My husband and I are going somewhere safe. Remember, hashtag Gamergate is not about attacking women." Now, Wu had written critically about the Gamergate movement, and an online stalker sent incredibly harassing tweets. He threatened to rape and kill her and her family. They wrote, @SpaceCatGal, that's Wu. If you have any kids, they're going to die too. I don't give a blank. They'll grow up to be feminist anyway. And the harasser tweeted out her address. Guess what, B word? I know where you live. You and Frank live at XXX. So we have Brianna Wu joining us, and comedian and gaming enthusiast Sherrod Small. Brianna, I first want to say I cannot believe that you're going through this. It's really sort of an incredibly tragic, awful situation. When I heard about it, I really obviously feel for you and your family, but I want to ask you, when you got some of these tweets, was this something that you expected when getting into the gaming world, which is ultimately male-dominated?
Right. It's not something I expected to happen. I got into this field like anyone gets into game development. I love games. I'm a gamer. I wanted to create work that spoke to what I personally like. And what I discovered very quickly is if you're a woman in this world and your career takes off, that rape and death threats are part of this.
Wait, Sherrod, so you're a gamer, from what I understand, right? Why do you think Gamergate has gained so much traction, so much, it's gone from like 0 to 60 so quickly?
First of all, it seems like the whole situation is blowing out of control.
Right.
I heard that the initial letter, the initial a message that he posted about Zoe, the ex-boyfriend, was about her cheating on him, not anything about games. It was just like it was a jilted lover. They broke up. He found out that she was cheating on him, and then he wrote this message.
But ultimately, it's gone from maybe that, if you are correct, to now Brianna being threatened and other people being threatened. There was also another situation recently where a woman who speaks a lot about the media was threatened because of a speaking engagement she had, and she couldn't speak at that engagement last weekend. So Brianna...
Well, threats are never a good thing. Let's just say that threats are never a good thing. And I mean, if you were ever in a public eye, chances are if you're on Twitter or any social media, you're going to get 1 or 2 threats.
Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, this is going beyond just threats. This is threatening someone's life. So, Brianna, it's ridiculous.
Can I please answer that?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brianna.
What I wanted to say is, something I hear very often is, it's just Twitter. It's just threats. This happens all the time. This is fundamentally untrue. If you look at who in the industry is being targeted by these people, it was actually just Felicia Day. There are many people that speak out on this, but a disproportionate number of the attacks are targeted at women. And they've gone after so many of my friends in the industry to the point that many of my female friends have quit. Samantha Allen has quit. Jen Frank has quit. Maddie Bryce has quit.
Right.
They tried to take out Lee Alexander. So this is systematic. It's against women. And
But
I
you
wholly
can't-
reject an argument that this is just Twitter. Yes.
Sherrod, I want you to hold on
You
for
can't
1
let the
second.
idiots win, though.
Sherrod, hold
you
on
can't
for
let
one.
the idiots win.
Sherrod, hold
All
on for 1 second because we literally have like 20 seconds left.
Okay.
Video games are super sexualized, especially when it comes to women. Is that what we need to get rid of? Real quick, Brianna, your answer, then Sherrod, go.
That is a problem. It's not the central problem. The problem is hiring practices that don't include women.
All right,
if you
Sherrod.
hire women, we will solve
Sherrod,
that
quick
problem.
answer.
Yeah, I don't think that's the problem either. I think you can have video games that have that and video games that don't have that.
All right.
The problem is the way people are treating each other,
All
it
right.
seems to be.
Brianna Wu,
these
thank
guys
you
going
so
really
much
hard.
for sticking around. We really appreciate you bringing us our story. Sherrod, we're going to see you a little bit later, so we'll talk to you then.